Hi, my name is Joel Skipper. In this video, we're going to go into actually how to feel your energy and to be able to move it. This is the first part in our three-part series. Now, a lot of people teach Qi or Qigong or Tai Chi, or just the ability to move Qi or even feel Qi in many different ways. I would say the most popular out there when people are trying to teach actual meditation is visualization. Now, the problem with visualizing is that you get stuck in your head. If you're visualizing, you're in your head, you're not actually doing what it is you're doing. Now, how can we get around that? Before we go on, the other way is that people usually teach through Qigong and Tai Chi. When you do a certain movement, first you have to learn the movement, remember the movement, and then you actually have to start to relax in the movement. Once you learn the movement, when you don't have to think about the movement anymore, then you learn to relax in the movement, you learn to calm your mind. Then, eventually, sooner or later, you'll start to feel the energy. The other most popular way is by trying to do like the Zen of no mind, trying to not think. Now these are very difficult paths, not unachievable. A lot of people have achieved great things through these paths, but it just takes a long time. There are shortcuts out there which we're about to get into. Being able to feel your energy is exactly that. Being able to feel. Feeling is kinetic, sense of touch. So what we're going to do is we're going to piggyback the sense of touch to move our awareness. What do I mean by awareness? Awareness is, let's take your finger, hold it up, and start to push on it, pinch it, rub it. Really, your job when you're doing this is to feel inside the tip of your finger. Feel it. Feel the bone. Feel the pressure as you push on it. Really get inside that tip. You can even close your eyes because we're not visualizing. You're feeling. So really feel it. Now pull it away. And then squeeze on it a little more. Push it, tip it, rub it, and then pull it away. Now feel the tip of your finger. Really feel it. You can almost feel the bone. Push it hard enough, you can almost feel the throbbing of the blood. Your awareness is in the finger. That's your awareness. When I say awareness or consciousness, that's what I mean. You're aware of the tip of your finger. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our awareness from place to place in our body. A funny thing happens when we do that. Whenever you move your awareness, energy will follow. Or Qi, as some people call it, Qi, Ki, Prana. Now that is one step. The next step, so you move your awareness, Qi will follow. The next step is when you collect Qi and you hold it in one spot, it turns into awareness. And that is what we're after. Because the more awareness you have, the more you can feel. The reason you can't feel the Qi moving through your body right now is because you don't have enough awareness. So what we're going to try to do now is to build that awareness. And slowly, over time, I say slowly, but to you it's not going to be that slow. You're going to have instant results. You're going to build awareness. And soon, you won't need to move your awareness. Because think of it like this, okay? Your body, inside your body is all dark at night, okay? So your awareness is like a flashlight. We're shining a flashlight right here on the hand. And as we move that flashlight, we move our awareness. The light is our awareness. So we move it, the energy follows the flashlight, we come all the way down, we collect it in one spot. We keep moving that flashlight and we collect the awareness, the Qi, energy, in one spot. And then what happens is, like I said, the Qi will turn into awareness, so then you start to have a big old barn fire, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Pretty soon, it lights up your whole body. Since you have light, you don't need a flashlight, right? If you're in the middle of the day, you're not going to use a flashlight. Doesn't make any sense, right? It's the exact same thing. You're going to have enough awareness where you're going to be able to feel your whole body. So then you're not moving awareness, you're moving energy. Okay, so now we're going to get into the heart of this. And I remind you, this usually takes about a 3-hour seminar. I'm condensing it down as short as possible so I can put it on YouTube. So you're going to have to listen to my directions. If you need to watch this a couple times to get it, that's fine. Just do it as much as you can. I'm trying to really condense the information down so you can get it. If you have any questions, feel free to post a comment and ask, and I'll be able to answer for you. Okay, so our first step is we're going to take whatever your hand is your least dominant. See, I'm right-handed, so my left hand is my least dominant. I'm going to put it down on my knee. Okay? So we have our least dominant hand resting on our lap. If you have a table, you can set it on the table. We're going to take our other hand, take the index finger, and we're going to point it at the middle knuckle on the index finger that's on your lap. Okay? So once we do that, we're going to take our finger and we're going to rub it around and around that knuckle. And we're going to do it really slow. Now your job is to go inside this knuckle to actually feel what it feels like for you to rub your finger around that knuckle. Remember when we took this finger and we pinched it and felt the awareness? We're doing almost the same thing, except we're pushing and we're moving around. We're going to move that around 10 to 12 times. And then after we do that 10 to 12 times, we're going to pull the finger away. And then your job is to still feel that sensation moving around. Now it's not going to move by itself. If you pull your finger away and expect it to move without you moving it, it's not going to work. So what you're going to do is you pull it around off and you move your awareness around and around. Okay. So your job is to go inside this knuckle and feel, and for you to actually move your awareness around the knuckle, just like your finger is moving. So you feel this side of the knuckle, and then you move it up, you feel this side of the knuckle, and you move it around. So when you pull it away, you're moving your awareness from here to here to here to here to here. Now as soon as you can't feel it anymore, you're going to put your finger back on the knuckle, and then you're going to move it around 3 times. After you move it around 3 times, you pull it back off, and then you move it around. You move your awareness around the knuckle. When you can't feel it anymore, you put it back down and you move it 3 times. Now when you can pull your finger away and move it around 5 to 10 seconds, you achieve what we're looking for. Okay? The ability for you to move your awareness with any kind of consistency. Some of you will get it the first time. The first time you pull your finger away, you're going to be able to do it for 5 to 10 seconds. Then you don't have to do it again. Some of you will have to put your finger back down and move it around and around. We're all different. It doesn't matter which one you are. Just do it till you can. Okay, so just so we get the sequence here, you're going to move in that particular order in the circle anywhere from 10 to 12 times. And then you're going to pull it away, and then you're going to move your awareness around. When you can't feel it no more, put it back down, move it 3 times, pull it away. When you can't feel it anymore, put it back down, move it again. That's a very important sequence because we're going to use that over and over again. Okay? I don't want to have to repeat it because, like I said, we don't have 3 hours for this. So I'm trying to do this in the shortest amount of time as possible. So if you need to go over it to get that again, go ahead. Okay, so we're going to move right along. So now you can do, if you have time, you can do each knuckle. And if you have the time, it will definitely make this a lot easier to make you more powerful in it. If you're doing things like martial arts, you want to learn how to project chi, project energy. If you're a healer, you're looking to learn how to heal people more powerful, do each knuckle. You can't skip it. It's one of the most powerful things you can do as far as learning how to move energy and chi into your hands and be able to project it out. The next step, so if you're not a martial artist and you just want to learn how to meditate and move your energy, you don't have to go to each knuckle. Do whatever you have time for. So the next step is to move from the tip of your finger up past the biggest knuckle, just past it, and then you're going to go back. And you move very slow. The slower you move, the easier it is. So you do that 10 to 12 times, and then you're going to pull your finger away, and your job is to move your awareness back and forth. So you move your awareness from the knuckle, feel this. If you can't feel it, pitch your finger down and move it again 3 times. After you move it 3 times, pull it off again, and then move your awareness. If you can't feel it, put it back down. Do it again. Do it until you can do it again for 5 to 10 seconds. You can do each finger if you have time. If you're doing it for martial arts, you're doing it for healing, I suggest that you definitely do it, each finger. The next step is to turn your hand over. Now if you felt anything on the knuckles and the fingers, when we get to the palm, it's going to be much easier because you have many nerve endings on your palm. So hence, it's easier to feel. So what we're going to do is going to take either the side of your hand or you can do your fingertips. Try both ways, whichever way is best for you. Go from your tips to just past the wrist and back. Go very slow. Again, 10 to 12 times, pull it away, and then you yourself try to move it. Feel each section of the hand. Fingertips, knuckles, big knuckles, palms, all the way down to the wrist. Move it back and forth. If you can't feel it, 5 to 10 seconds, put it back down, move it 3 times. Okay, from there, we're going to move right along. We go from the palm. Now we're going to go, and we're going to cup our hand around our arm. There's a reason why we do this instead of just doing this. If you rub your hand on one side of your arm, you tend to move your awareness on that side. But we want to get inside the arm. So when you cup it, your sensation is more of a 3-dimensional effect. So you can feel and imagine inside your arm. So we go all the way to the elbow and back. Again, we're going to do that 10 to 12 times. And then you're going to pull your hand away, and then you're going to move your awareness yourself. If you can't feel it anymore, go back down and do it 3 times. Now you're going to notice the farther away we get from the hand, the harder it's going to get. The reason why is, like I said, the palms of your hand and the soles of your feet are very sensitive. You have thousands upon thousands of nerve endings. So it's much easier to feel with the soles of your feet and the palms of your hands than it is with your elbow or your shoulder or your stomach. So you might have to actually move it more than you did with your palms. Now we move right along. We'll go from the hand all the way to the shoulder and back. Again, let me do it at the speed that you probably want to do it at. You want to move very slow when we get to the arm. So you really go inside the arm and feel the arm, what it feels like. You can even squeeze it a little bit if you want. And then move it down 10 to 12 times. And then when you can't feel it, as you move it by yourself, put your hand back on, do it 3 times. Next step, we're going to go from the palm all the way to the heart and back. And when you do it 10 to 12 times, if you can't feel it, put your hand back down, do it again. If you have another person there, you can actually let them do this and you just concentrate on feeling. It's much more easier because you're only focusing on one thing. Actually focus on feeling and moving your awareness. But this can be done by yourself, the way I'm doing it. If you're doing it with 2 people, when you go to the hand, cup it. You use both hands. And then when you come to the heart, one hand goes in the front, one hand goes in the back. It's much easier to feel the middle of your heart when you got it on each side. But if you're doing it by yourself, it's just fine. Go here and back. the same thing. Now, the next step is a little different. We're going to go from the palm, go all the way up the arm, all the way to the heart, and then we're going to go down to a section that is called, in Chinese, lower dantian. Well, the lower would actually be Chinese. I don't know what that word for lower is. But what it means, lower, because you have a lower dantian, you have a middle dantian, and you have an upper dantian. Dantian means a cauldron, a pot, a container. This container is what we're going to use to hold our awareness. Remember what I said, when you hold your awareness, it turns, or you hold your energy, or your chi, it turns into awareness. So this is where we're going to be collecting it. So because of that, when we move, and we go and bring our hand down to our lower dantian, we're going to leave it there, and we're going to go directly back to our palm. See, this step's a little different in this part where we go directly to our palm instead of going back. All the other ones we're going back and forth because we're really focusing on developing the ability to be aware, to feel what's inside. The reason why this is so powerful is because most of us are stuck in our heads, thinking about this, thinking about that. We spend very little time inside of our bodies. People that are in athletics, any type of athletics, martial artists, dance, soccer, any time in athletics that require you to move your body, they tend to be more into their body than other people because of the physical activity. But even they have a lot to go as far as developing this. So that's why we use this. We're going to piggyback the sense of touch upon our awareness. So the awareness is piggybacking on the touch. So then when we develop enough awareness, or you can feel each part of your body when you move your awareness, then you don't need to touch anymore. Okay? So the first step, you got one hand, go to the lower dantian. Second step, of course, is to do the exact same thing on the other hand. Do each knuckle. If you have time, if you don't, you can do one knuckle, go to one finger, palm, and then do the step-by-step we just explained. Once you can do that, you do one hand, then do the other hand, then try to do both hands at the same time. And that's a big step. You're going to notice that you're going to feel like your awareness gets thin. That's because it does. You have a limited amount of awareness. So you just moved it on one arm, so you have, say, like that much awareness. So you're moving it, right? So now if you go to both hands, you can take that awareness and you split it in half. So now you're feeling both hands. So it's going to be a little weaker. Now the good thing is, just by doing that, you are building awareness. Your awareness is just like your muscles. When you work it out, it builds, it gets stronger. The human body is extremely remarkable. It is capable of doing amazing things, whether you're doing physical exercise, building your mind, building your awareness. Just by exercising and using it, it builds upon itself. So, just by going to two hands, you're going to build awareness. So you can do the two hands for a while, try to do it, you might feel a little weak, and then go back and do one hand, and it's going to be much stronger. Okay, so the next step. Okay, so the next step is to do the feet. And you do the feet the exact same way that you would do the hand. Do the knuckles. You can do, if you got time, you can do each knuckle. The next step is to do the toe, the whole toe, just like the finger, back and forth. You can do each toe. If you don't have time, you can do just the one. Then you move doing the bottom of the foot. Remember, just like the hand, the bottom of the foot is going to be much more sensitive. Sometimes people are so sensitive that it's very hard for them to do it lightly because it tickles. If it does, then you can pitch your hand, if you like that, you can pitch your hand close to the foot, but don't actually touch it. You can still feel it, but you won't be touching it lightly so it won't tickle. From there, move from the foot to the knee and back. Exactly the same way, 10 to 12 times. When you can't feel it, from there, do from the feet to the knee, to the hip, and back. From there, you go from the foot to the knee, to the hip, to lower dantian. Then, just like the hands, we move straight back to the foot. Because remember, we're leaving it in the lower dantian. From there, once you can feel that, of course, do the other leg. Once you can do the other leg, do both legs at the same time. Again, you're going to feel your awareness get a little thinner. It's going to be a little bit harder. But like I said, this part is exercising your awareness. So just by doing it, you're going to get stronger. The next step is to try to do all four at the same time. So any time that you're doing this, there'll be sections of your body that you're going to feel a little numb. Like you can't really feel it that much. Let's say this section of my arm, I'll move my awareness, and then I imagine it moving, but I can't really feel it, but then I'll start feeling it again up here. Well, this part, there's probably a block in that. So the very easy way to get over that is to do the exact same thing, but do it for the part that's numb. Let's say I can't feel it from here to here. So then I would take my hand and push it, and you can squeeze it and move it back and forth, and then I pull it away, and then I feel it, try to move it. If I can't, put my hand back on it. Let's say the most common area is going to be around here, but you're not going to be able to feel that much. So then put your hand there, move it back and forth, pull it away, and then try to move your awareness by itself. If you can't feel it, put your hand back and do it again. Whenever there's a section of your body that you can't feel, do this to it. And then you'll build awareness in it, and you'll be able to do it. It won't be a problem anymore. So now, we're doing our hands and we're doing our feet. Now we're going to add another step into it. This is actually going to make it a lot easier. Now we're going to use our breath. So before, we didn't even talk about breath. I didn't even want you to think about it, because we're going to focus totally on their awareness. Now we're going to use our breath. So now you're going to pull it in as you breathe in, and then you're going to push it out as you breathe out. As you can see, this step's a little bit different. Because before, we were just pulling in, pulling in, pulling in. Now we're pulling in as you breathe it in, and then we're pushing out as we breathe out. Pulling in, pushing it out. Try both hands at the same time. If there's a section you can't feel or an arm you can't feel, pull it in and push it out. And then do it without touching. Then do your legs. And then as you breathe out, push it out. If there's a section you can't feel, maybe you're numb here. Put your hands down there, move it back and forth until you can feel that area, and then you go back and keep doing it. You can do this, and you'll do the touching until you are aware and can feel every part of your body as you breathe in and breathe out. Once you can feel and you're aware, you can move your awareness, and there's no numbness, there's no parts that you can't feel, then you don't have to do the touching anymore. Remember, I said this is more like a technique. It's like a training tool for you in order to learn how to meditate. Once you can ride a bike with the training wheels, and you can ride it properly, then you take the training wheels off and you never need them again. This is the exact same way. You won't need this again for this particular area. Now, there's more advanced meditations, moving the energy, that we're going to use the exact same technique, but that's different. It's more like you're riding a bike. This is riding a bike. The other part is riding a skateboard. It's a different machine. So you'll need the training wheels again because it makes it a lot faster. 100 times more faster than trying to just do it on its own. Okay, so just to recap, so we can get everything down, in one shot here. Do it from the knuckle, move it in a circle 10 to 12 times. When you do that, you pull it away, and then you move your awareness around. If you can't feel it no more, put it down, do it 3 times. Do each knuckle if you can. Go from there, we do the finger. We do that 10 to 12 times. We can't feel it no more, do it again 3 times. From there, we go from the hand to the shoulder to the elbow, back and forth, the same sequence. And once we do that, we go from the hand to the shoulder, back and forth, same sequence. Go from the hand to the heart, back and forth, same sequence. Now we go from the hand to the lower dantian, leave it, go back to the hand. Back to the lower dantian, leave it, same process. Do the same thing with the next hand. Do the hands together. Now do the exact same process with the leg. Then you do it with the other leg. Then you do them together. Then you do the hands and feet together. Then you use your breath. Hold it in, use your awareness as you breathe. When we get done with this, and you get done, you always want to end with your awareness in your lower dantian. So what you can do is take your hands, put one on top of each other, and you can move your lower dantian, your hand, in a circle around your lower dantian. For guys, you want to start going clockwise. You want to go 9 times. You can do it any time, it doesn't matter. Some people that teach doing it 36 times. Some people teach 32 times. Some people teach 18 times. I teach 9 times. So if you got time, you can do more. The guys go clockwise first, and then you go counterclockwise. Women go counterclockwise first, and then go clockwise. Okay? So from there, you want to leave your awareness in your lower dantian. Now you can do this every once in a while throughout the day. You can just remember your lower dantian. Just bring your awareness back there. You can do it anytime. Most people won't even know what you're doing. You just close your eyes, or you don't even have to close your eyes. Just notice that it's there. That's going to do the job of keeping your awareness in your lower dantian. Hence, your energy is going to build. Your awareness is going to grow. So that is the first step. Like I said, I condensed this from a 3-hour seminar down to the few minutes that we just spent going over this. So if there's any questions, feel free to ask, and I will respond to all the questions that I get asked. Okay? And for our next video, we're going to be learning about how to visualize. Okay, you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.